Amber Mark is an R&B soul singer who a few years back dropped the EP Connexao, not entirely sure how you say that word, I've got to be honest, but I did think it was a good EP, and she joined the list of many artists who drop a good EP, drop a solid crop of tracks that make you want to go, you know, let's hear more from you. Let's hear more. I want to hear more. I just need to hear more. And so now here we are in the year 2022. She is back now with an album, and I think she's lived up to her potential. The expectations I had for this album have pretty much been met. Nothing too out of the ordinary, and I think she's still playing pretty closely to what you'd expect her to release. But that being said, it doesn't necessarily make the album any worse for that reason. I just think she's ticked many of the boxes and is making a really good album here. She's making good music. Controversial to say, I know. Can you believe it? But no, this is good. And it starts off really strong with a track 1, which I think is a really nice ode to someone special, someone you've lost, someone up in heaven, as she mentions in the track. And it's a really well written track, and I can't really fault the lyrical arc at all. The horns sound inspiring as hell. I think this is probably the best song on the album, to be honest. I think this right here is exactly what I want from an artist who is traveling down this lane of, you know, R&B soul type stuff. And what I want is them to oomph it up, to jazz it up a little bit, give you something a bit extra in the instrumentation, and she does that. That being said though, the really standard neo-soul stuff, like What It Is really nice as well. It's a nice slice of that genre. I do think this track goes on a little bit long though, actually. I think by the end you've heard the chorus a fair few amount of times. It doesn't necessarily need to keep hammering in, but even still, this is a nice wavy little tune. The more upbeat tracks like Bubbles and Softly are really welcomed as well. She definitely tries to give us more driving melodies and beats that I think are really impressive. A bit more of a tropical tinge to these ones, and she sells the hell out of them. They're very summery jams, and I think it peaks actually at the track FOMO, which is the best moment of this little run of tracks that go in a bit more up-tempo direction. FOMO is totally like Kaytranada-esque with the beat and the dance instrumental. Honestly, could see a really, really good outcome if these two made like an EP together, like a full EP, even just a single, to be fair. I'd be all for that. And we saw the wonders of what Kaytranada was able to bring to the table when he collaborated with Van Jess on that fantastic Dysfunctional track last year. I think they could come together here, you know, Amber Mark and Kaytranada, and bring a similar sensational feeling as what that track was able to achieve. So, you know, I'm all for it. And we've seen what Kaytranada is able to do with artists that he collaborates with, man. I mean, that Mac Homie track, that still blows me away. That being said though, I think Space People on the track FOMO does a fantastic job of even igniting that feeling in me. So, you know, it would be great to see more collaborators coming through with Amber Mark to make tracks sounding like this. I like the quirkiness of Foreign Things. I actually think the introduction, like the first part of the track where she jumps on the beat, she sounds a lot like Amine on this one, like the Good For You era Amine. Very animated, very cartoonish, very lively, and I think this track is a really nice little bop. I think the album continues a strong run, but I think Cosmic for me is where the album loses a little bit of steam. I kind of start to feel like some of the tracks blur together a little bit, not as distinct sounding. I don't know, even like with the lyrical idea and the lyrical theme of this one, I'm just kind of not totally sold on it. The planets and the cosmic references and things like that just don't really go down that well. It's pretty simplistic. I guess while we're on the topic of, you know, negativity and simplicity, I think Most Men loses the potential it had as well. It just misses the mark. I think the idea of the song starts off really strong, just kind of warning people, well, warning girls particularly, to stay away from the kind of players that are going to play you and just cheat on you and ruin you. I think that actually has a kind of like Lauryn Hill vibe to it in the way that she's selling it. But then when you hit the chorus, it just loses all of that potency, and she kind of opts for most men are garbage. Most men are garbage. Just totally on the nose, just misses the potential it had, really. Look, maybe you're going to be like, well, you're just saying that because you're a man. You're a man. You're a toxic man. But, look, I think the idea of the song was great up until she just came out with a really basic sentence that just is like oh. Oh, all right. But towards the end of the album, after Cosmic, and I was saying that kind of little run isn't the best, but I think Bliss is a really nice moment for the album. I think the swanky melody is great, honestly. I like it when the tracks bubble a bit more and have a bit more of an oomph to the beats, and this is a great example of that. And Event Horizon, which closes out the album, what a great performance vocally from Amber Mark here. Not to say that she isn't a great vocalist throughout the album, she's a good vocalist, but this track fleshes out her voice to new levels that I wasn't quite anticipating. But yeah, this is good. Nice to hear extend her voice to levels that I just wasn't expecting. And overall, this is a good album. Like I say, it reaches the expectations I had. She hasn't really disappointed here at all. And there's only room to grow. There's only room to grow. In the future, there is lots of room for Amber Mark to grow as an artist and make a really, really fantastic album. But for now, I think this is good. I think a 7 out of 10 is very fair. And that's the review. Thank you for watching as always. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Do have a good day if you haven't already. That doesn't make sense. Do subscribe if you haven't already. Do have a good day. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Have a good day. Goodbye.